What's up, everybody? I'm Levi.
I'm Bea.
And this is another episode of Building with the Browers.
Yep, and we're super excited to announce the launch of our brand new series, Forged in Business.
Yeah, and what is Forged in Business? Forged in Business is our veteran entrepreneur spotlight series, and it really comes down to three things. One, high-level conversations with veterans that are doing exceptional things inside their community. Two, taking an editorial piece from those conversations, like the lessons learned, that video, and then using our partner Dockline Magazine to distribute to the 250,000 readers that they have across the nation. And then three, curated in-person events across the nation that brings not only our listeners in, but the people that we're interviewing, their teams, and their networks, so they can have an event that they can blossom their network, right, to increase their network or their net worth.
Yeah, I'm excited.
No, I mean, where'd this really stem from?
Yeah, I mean,
let's talk about the journey.
Absolutely. So when you and I wound up taking over HRVCC networking mixers, it really opened our eyes to the need for the veteran entrepreneur community to have others to look up to when it came to advice, when it came to lessons and stories that other veteran entrepreneurs had gone through. And we learned that from just hosting those networking mixers. And it's crazy because you and I talk all the time. One of the favorite things that you and I like to say is like, we hate networking. We hate networking. We hate going to networking events because we feel like it's a waste of time. And what we did with the networking events that we started taking over and we created, and it's essentially what we do almost full time at this point, was creating an atmosphere to where there was so much connection and there was the ability for other entrepreneurs to look at each other and say, I just went through that, or how did you handle that? And so for us, it all started with HRVCC and taking over that one mixer that had 9 people and then growing it to 3 different locations, averaging about 30 to 40 attendees every single event. And then quarterly, we were getting up to 110 to 120 people that were showing up and saying, we've been looking for something like this. We've been looking for the opportunity to be in the same rooms with like-minded people to grow.
And it wasn't even getting in necessarily the same rooms, because like everybody wants to grow in that room, right? Mm-hmm. But it's really creating that environment where people felt comfortable enough to be vulnerable, talk about their problems, right? It doesn't matter how much success you have. The more success you have, what we've found is just means you failed a lot more, right? You still deal with the same problems, just at a different magnitude. And another thing that we'll touch on is there are so many champions when it comes to the veteran in need, right? When somebody hears the word veteran, they think PTSD, 22, the Wounded Warrior, which is all true, right? And it's like they need champions, and there's for every one of those, there's exceptional people doing really cool things in their community, and there was really not this platform that was highlighting that on a national or on a large scale.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, I agree, and I mean, I hate that it comes off sometimes as polarizing because it's never meant to be polarizing or to be something that's negative, right? We're just taking note of what we're seeing, right? And one of the biggest things that you and I do, talk to many veteran entrepreneurs about is the feel that they are kind of left in the dust behind the veteran in need. But ultimately that veteran, that entrepreneur veteran, or the person that's, continuously pouring back into the community, they're doing so well that they're also able to pour into that veteran in need. I mean, you and I did it. One of the biggest highlights of our life together with the businesses that we've ran was the fact that we got to the point financially to where we could put a brand new Class 4 impact resistant roof for free on a veteran's home who couldn't do that for themselves, And
it's not meant to be polarizing, just like you said. It's meant to, I mean, at the Houston Regional Veterans Chamber, John says this awesome, right? Shout out to John Calculus, is a rising tide raises all ships. So by highlighting and helping the veteran entrepreneur get to new levels within their journey, they're going to have more opportunity and resources to pour back into that same community to help the brothers and sisters that really do need it. One of the things that we're really excited for, which we're sitting here right now, this is Dockline Magazine's out here in Magnolia, Texas, right, Montgomery County. This is their studio. I mean, there's more cameras in here than I've seen in person at any of the events that we've had, right?
I like it.
I mean, we look great,
yeah,
feel great. And so, like, this is really a spot that creators, that new companies, if you're really looking for a place to go and get your voice out and have a professional looking content that feels relaxed, the team here, there's not a better team out there. Right. And so we're really excited not only to have this partnership there to be but to take our episodes for Forge in Business and Building with the Browers and the editorial pieces, and then have a national distribution mechanism, right, that pushes out to where we're having thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views and listeners across the platform over the course of time. It hasn't been done before. Yeah. You know what I mean? There hasn't been, you and I have been sent podcasts and episodes. We've been a part of mastermind groups to where it was always the same thing, great conversations, great connections, but it was always like calling somebody and like, hey, I'm dealing with this problem. What'd you do when you did it? But it was always focused around an industry specific rather than that demographic. And, you know, let's be real. We say this all the time. Veterans are the largest sorority and fraternity in the free world, but also the quietest. Yeah. Right? When we sat inside of the Rice University's Veteran Business Battle, I sat as a panelist and a judge, and the reoccurring theme was a lot of people didn't know that there's not only capital out there to go find, but there's resources, there's organizations that are literally established and created to help the veteran entrepreneur succeed. Yeah. And it's one of those personas that people just don't ask for it. They grit can only take you so far. Yeah. And that's definitely something that's hammered into you while you're in the military, is you're just going to figure it out. I mean, you and I, we bootstrapped all of the businesses that we've created with each other, not even taking the time to research and learn about all the things that we could have taken advantage of. And we learned that because we got to the point to where we had to be a source of that information for other people, right? There are things that I wish that we would have done differently, in the sense of just utilizing the capital, like you're saying, the capital that's out there, the investments, hindsight's always 20/20, right? And so I think that's kind of the mission, right? If you're still listening to this and you want to go into the series, it's really understanding that every episode you should be able to walk away with at least 2 or 3 gold nuggets that you can go implement inside your business or apply to your business or your life, right? Because the entrepreneurs we're sitting down aren't just going to be solo entrepreneurs. Our first episode with the Carters, that's with 2 people that are building it together, right? So we're not just going to be talking about business, right? We have a philosophy that everything starts at home. So we're going to talk about the relationship dynamic between the business owners, how they parent, how they hand off parenting duties and home duties. Like, there is so many good information that you can start applying to your life or your business just from the conversations that are going to be had. Yeah. And one thing that I've noticed as well, especially within this community, is that people are so willing to share what they've learned. They're so willing to talk to you about their darkest days because they've gotten through them. And so this is one of those opportunities that you get to tune in and you get to really learn and listen about the suck that they endured, because I don't think that you can be a teacher of something if you haven't walked through it. And when you're in the middle of something, you can't necessarily teach anything to somebody because you're still learning, right? These are people that have walked through it and they're on the other side, and now they're sitting here willing to share the lessons and the hardships that they went through, to just maybe show you like it's hard, but you still keep pushing on, you keep moving forward, and this is what you can attain in the future. Like, absolutely. They're the North Stars that we like to say, to be like, hey, work your butt off, get through the suck, wake up another day. This is what waits for you, on your way there. The idea is not trying to do life to where you fail less, right? And I spoke on this last week. It's reducing your recovery time. So how fast anybody that's done really, really, really well in life across the board, there's not an exception out there, will have more failure stories than they do success stories, right? More times than they failed. And so this is us to you. If you're listening to this and there's a veteran entrepreneur that you know or you can think of that is doing exceptional things in your community, shoot us a DM, recommend them, or not recommend, nominate? Yeah. Nominate them so we can reach out and really set up as we go across this journey, so we can have them onto our podcast and we can highlight their success and their failures. Who is this podcast for? Yeah, this podcast is if you're out there and you've gotten out of the military, you're getting ready to ETS, you don't know if you're going to trade school, you want to use your GI Bill, maybe you want to be an entrepreneur, you're not sure if you want to take orders from anymore, or you started a business or you're in the middle of your business journey and you're just struggling. Guess what? Everybody's been there. Yeah. You're not alone. This is for you. Come listen in. take the advice, implement it, and then give feedback. You know, we have to have a feedback loop at the same time. Yeah. I will touch on something. This is not Texas specific. So Bea and I will be traveling around the nation starting in June to have sit down conversations with what do we call it? How do you say vetpreneurs?
Veteran entrepreneurs is what I'm saying.
Vetpreneurs. They said it at Rice University, but vetpreneurs, I think. But veteran entrepreneurs in all these different cities and states. If you know somebody that wants to be talked to or should be talked to, let us know.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, I'm excited.
All right.